Right, okay, so the final topic, which will probably be a shorter one, because we was before the show, you was like, oh, I don't know what my topic's gonna be. So I was like, we was trying to like riff back and forth and come up with topics, and then you hit the Star Wars one. You was like, boom, it's gonna be the Star Wars.
It's a great topic, though. I'm glad we had
Yeah,
it.
oh yeah, me too. And I was like, we'll just Google what's a good topic to talk about, and there was a thing called like a random topic generator. So I said for mine, what we'll do is we'll just like roll the dice of the roulette dice of what is going to be our topic. Okay, so what should we do? Should we do like a random, like a number? Should we do say 5 and then we pick one from that 5? Because they might be like,
because they might be really lame.
Yeah, it might be like,
you mean like
gravel. We're not even going to say we've mentioned gravel before. Like that's going to be like an in-joke.
For the record, though, you said gravel, I said ninjas.
That's true.
So just
right. So the first one.
I didn't.
Uranium bomb. Religion in the US. Participating in ping pong tournaments. What the?
I like that
one. I don't really have anything to say about that. So that's 3. Israel politician, someone I can't pronounce. And how do you define normal?
I would go with the last.
How do you define normal?
I think that the other ones can always get to be difficult for...
I've forgotten what they were anyway, to be honest. So I'm glad you said the last one. How do you define normal? Is normal a good thing?
Start, because this is your topic.
Okay, this is my topic. Yeah. I feel normal's a bad thing. Like normal should be. This shouldn't be a thing of normal. It should be like a personal normal. I feel like to everyone. Of course, like normal is going to school, going to university or college or whatever, and then getting a job, raising a family, all that rubbish. That's probably the definition of normal in some sort of weird dictionary.
In our society.
Society's dictionary. Whereas normal is very, 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 very subjective. It's the most subjective word probably in existence, because what's normal to me is completely different to what's normal to you, which is completely different. Apart from ranking Star Wars movies, that's normal. That's the normal.
Yeah, that's I think well understood, and there's a right and wrong to that, and everyone else is wrong.
Exactly. And how when we was talking about Star Wars, like we're saying there was a big thing on Twitter about he's a black stormtrooper, right. And like things like that. It's like people are into completely different things. Even if we're just talking about entertainment wise. Mm-hmm. People are into rom-coms, but people can't stand action. But some people that love action can't stand things. It's the same. That's the way that people see that. Like when people say, being gay is wrong or whatever like that. It's like, to me, like personally, it's not something I even like think twice about. It's just like, if someone's gay, it's like, all right. I don't know why it doesn't need to be a thing.
So that's how I see things. I'm like, whatever people's preferences are in life, like whether it's relationships, politics, religion, as long as you're not, I think,
impacting people
it's like as long as you're not hurting other people, why don't you have the right to do whatever you want?
Exactly.
People won't agree with everything that I do or my own taste, like I mean, honestly, and I think it's true. It's like, even whether you're heterosexual or homosexual, there were people, it's like 100 or 200 years ago, like kings or these like noble men would marry 12-year-old girls, and they would be 16.
Exactly.
And that was totally normal, and that was totally fine, because they're getting like a good wife that's going to give them lots of kids, and that is so not okay now.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then people will make judgments on like same-sex marriage or different things like that. So I think
because to me, like it's
very subjective.
It's just preferences. Like me, I've said this before on the show as well. I'm just not into blondes. You know what I mean? Like blonde girls. It's just not. I don't know.
So you're like racist against blondes.
Yeah,
basically.
Terribly racist. Yeah, I'm not sure blonde is a race, but okay.
Well, it's as much as race. Hair color is as much a race as skin, right?
Like, I suppose so. Like on paper, I mean, it is bizarre on paper. That, I suppose so. Yeah.
DNA writing.
So yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, I'm incredibly racist towards blonde girls.
It's okay to say on the internet that you're blonde racist, but it's not okay to say that you're like racist against.
But to me, it's like that. Like I might be into men. I'm not into men, but if I was into men, it'd just be the same as the fact, like, oh, I don't really like blonde girls. I'm more into brunettes or whatever. And it's like that
It's
to
exactly
me.
the same,
It's
though.
just
Yeah, it's just a
why
preference.
is it any different? Or it's like transgenders and stuff like that. It's like they're not feeling happy in their body, and they want to make a difference in that, and that's fine because they're their person and they can do whatever. I'm not going to judge anyone. I know like a transgender person. It's like he's
Well,
he's just a person. You know, he's
it's just kind of like a funny thing, though, like how we draw the line, because it's like, yeah, like there's a lot of issue with transgender surgery, but then nobody's going off about how like everyone, like all these celebrities that are selling products to us are getting nose
exactly
jobs
or like
and
boob
facial
jobs and everything like
reconstruction
it's
or
just
boob jobs,
yeah.
yeah, or like how it's really popular more in the Asian countries, but you can get your legs smashed and have
Oh
the bones
yeah,
extended,
yeah.
to get longer legs, or just like getting like brows made on your eyes, or facial reconstruction
You
like
actually
that,
sent a chill down
cosmetic.
my back when you said that. I had a legit like down my
Yeah,
spine when
but
you
it's
said
like,
it.
but that nobody's being judged
No,
for that.
exactly,
Because,
exactly.
and
It's
people are
weird.
like, well, if it makes them feel more beautiful, if it makes them feel happy, that's fine. But then when it comes to like a transgender situation or something, then everybody's got an opinion about how it's not right for somebody that probably isn't even a part of their lives. And even if they were a part of their lives, if it's your friend, like it's the brain, I think, that's the
I was
person,
just
not
gonna
the
say that
body.
exact thing. Like the connection between people is not the connection between somebody's knee or somebody's breast or somebody's. Well, it could be, and but like, or
You're like,
between.
well,
Well, yeah, the breast kind of. I can see that, but no, like the it's not like it's not a relationship between like body parts or anything. It's a relationship between brains, like friends. Like I like people for who their thoughts and their like experiences and the things that they tell me and the way that they make me feel, and that's what a friend is to me, rather than even like boys tend to have boyfriends and girls tend to have girlfriends, like for actual friends, not boyfriend. It's
right,
confusing when you're talking
yeah,
about
just
friends,
like
like yeah,
relationships.
and it's like it's to me it's just brains. That sounds
No,
weird, but yeah.
I agree. Like, unfortunately, we're not there yet, because even the people that don't discriminate, they'll still raise their voice in support of, just the fact that we still make those comments. Like, isn't it fantastic that there's a girl
Yeah, it shouldn't even be
superhero?
said. Yeah, it's just,
Yeah. Or like, I know, like, because I've gotten asked it a lot. Less so now, because in 3D there's like now I find there's a lot more girls that are animators, but for some reason in 2D there weren't a lot of us. And then people would always ask, like, what's it like to be a woman in animation? It's like, well, I don't know, what's it like to be a guy in animation?
yeah.
Like,
What's it like
like
to be an
they ask
animator is
that.
the only
Yeah.
question, really.
So it's just the fact that those questions are still asked, like, even if it's not in a discriminatory way, we're not quite there yet. But it's true. Like, I think, it is our brain. It's our brain that represents like our beliefs and how we treat people, and social values, and like, I think a lot of the old concepts, a lot of these concepts, at least on sexual like discrimination and stuff, are probably based more though on procreation. Like when
Yeah,
the
I
church was
suppose.
very like prominent in society, it's like you can't have male and male relationships because you're
There's
not
no
going to procreate,
offspring.
you're not
Yeah.
going to expand our country and our people and our and whatever, so it's not allowed. Like, I mean, and the same thing with like women having to look a certain way, or because women were property, and so that it was ideal to be 12 years old because you would birth a lot of children for the man that owned you or
Yeah.
something. But that's not really our world anymore, but we're still living in some, I don't
It's
know.
still
Yeah, so
like
normal is
as
funny.
far as people say that we've come, like we're still not even a quarter of the way, I think, to it, because like you said, because it's even like when people learn about like racism and stuff like that, and they're like, oh well, some people give extra credit and extra benefit for someone because of the race, and they feel like they're not being racist, but they're being like the opposite. It's still racist, but in
Yeah, the
you know what I mean?
opposite
It's weird.
supportive way. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I know what you mean, and I think it's like, yeah, because there's clearly still a distinction. Like, the bottom line is that people are still making that distinction.
And
So,
especially like if someone says, "Oh yeah, I'm pro gay marriage," as long as they don't come near me. Oh, as long as you don't touch me. It's like, that's the what do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because it's still saying that like someone is a different person than you.
Or saying that someone, because they're gay, they're predatory. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, he's gay, but you better not come near me. Yeah, but not all gay people run up to people like male and just start grabbing their ass. You know what I mean? It's like,
but I think it's just that label. It's just by labeling things, because nobody labels you because you say you don't like blondes. Exactly, like nobody says, oh, he's a brunettophile.
I may have got slapped by a couple of blondes for saying it at some point, but
but there's no label. Like there's a label for like men that prefer men or women that prefer women, but there's no label for men that prefer brunettes and women that prefer blondes or something. Like that's not that we don't label it, so it doesn't exist as judgment, but we label those things. I don't know. We're still not. I mean, I think some places in the world are, certainly better. Like I think that's why I really believe in education. I just think it's really, I mean, not that everyone has to have like career oriented, not that everyone's got to pursue a like career education or something, but I think it's important that we have educated societies. I think it helps people to read between the lines a little bit more, and not just accept quick judgments or whatever. I think we have tribal tendencies no matter what, because even if those things were removed from society, especially like with our population getting so big, it's always going to be like my team against your team, even in little things. It's like the people that don't like Star Wars, like how can we relate to them? Can't be friends with those people. So there's always going to be like
medieval torture is okay in that case. Like that's totally fine. Like the rack until like stretch them out until they.
Star Wars. I mean, that's a choice that their brain is making. That's not something that they were born into.
Exactly.
So you can't.
So we can discriminate against them. But yeah, like it's just a strange one, I think, and yeah, we're just not there. We're just not like there's so many. I think you were saying about like education being important. I completely agree. More of the kind of social education and like
social, like the people need to be made aware. Like, doesn't it mean that you have to go to college to study to be this? Or
no, I think it should just be ingrained within education. Yeah. Whereas I feel like maybe, I mean, I may be wrong in saying this, but I think like obviously you're a creative type, I'm a creative type. I spent from this age of like 6 or whatever until like now. As a guitar player, I've spent the past however many years as a professional musician since I was 17. I've been a professional musician for that long, and like obviously I'm like big into art and everything like that, and I feel like creatives are a bit more open to the idea of like this kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that's... I suppose
because you're in something where you're forced to constantly be practicing and learning. Like the concept of learning is always there. But I think also creatives can be myopic, it can depend, because you can get really caught up in just what you do, that you like socially or as a person. I think it depends on the person. Maybe that's another topic. Maybe it's also that not everyone that's in a creative field is creative. Maybe they're just like, that they're focused on a discipline of it, but they're not necessarily as a person a creative.
Because I think like the governments hate creatives, because creatives like throughout history have been the ones who've gone like, no, why should we do that? Why should you tell us to do that? It's throughout history, like governments hate like creatives, and that's sort of. I mean, it's maybe different now. Say that again.
Anarchists.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like I feel like, I mean, when I was growing up, it may be different now. I mean, Layla's not started school yet; she starts in September, and I'll probably see whether that's that. But I felt like when I was there was like a bias to sort of get rid of the creative somewhat to more like the academic kind of things. Like I was always labelled as stupid and everything like that, because I understood the things. Like the teacher always used to say to my parents, I'm really intelligent, but it's just I get bored and I'm just like I don't want to do that thing. So like I got labeled as stupid and everything like that because I was like creative, or it's like there's like someone who's like the worst mathematician in the world and at the bottom of math class, maybe the best dancer in the world, natural dancer, or maybe the best natural snooker player, or like any, like they may just have this random natural gift, and if that's not flourished, then that's just wasted away, and that's the saddest thing in the world. Like
I think we're coming out. I think that's the thing, is probably education, like especially in high school and elementary school. Like I think that it might, like, we came possibly through a more standardized culture system, and I think now people are being more aware of that. Because you do see that there's like arts high schools.
That's true. Yeah.
Things like that now, where education is becoming. I feel like I'm not really able to speak properly on that subject, because I was really, like, my parents sent me to this private school, and when I look back, I'm really grateful for it, because we had things like I never considered myself to be a language person. Like,
but can't you speak like 3 full languages or something?
Yeah, like now I can speak a few languages, but just because it happened more. I guess the thing is, learning it in school didn't catch my interest. Maybe it was the way it was taught. But then out of necessity, like living in, I learned French my whole life, but I feel like I really grew into speaking French when I was living in France. And then the same thing with Spain. I didn't know Spanish and I had to learn it. But I always grew up in school thinking I was like a Bobo language person, But math was my strong suit. And the school that I went to, the cool thing was that there were 4 of us in our whole grade that were a bit more adept at not necessarily economic math, but more just like the physics and so they started teaching us calculus. We got university credit. So by the time I was like 13, 14, I was taking calculus classes. So they could do that for us because it was a private school. They weren't so arts related though in terms. Me being able to expand myself as a visual artist. But I did appreciate just the adaptability that they were trying to be a little bit, again, more in a career-oriented academic approach, but they were trying to be not just saying, like, you have to do this class this way and that's it. Like, they were like, okay, you guys seem to, this, we could push you in this way. And so they had that for us. I don't know. So I think, like, to me that, so that's why I feel like it's hard to know, because I talk to other people that I went to university with or whatever, and they say different things about their growing up experience. So I can't really say I know what the school system is like for everyone.
Because I feel like I've learned 10 times more about subjects that was taught at school, post-school, because I've been interested in them. Like, for me, I always get, like, crazy. I've got, like, a thing I've coined as selective autism, where, like, I'll focus on one thing, and I need to know everything, like I'll need to about that thing. I did it with guitar, like with art now. I'm just like, I need all this information, like, from everyone I can possibly get, and I get like I have to know everything about whatever I'm into, and like obviously that was discouraged when I was growing up, and
you have access to control your learning now, though.
Maybe
growing up,
and
like,
I've learned millions
resources
more.
weren't there, or you didn't know. You're younger, so you don't know, how do I learn this if it's not there for me at school? What do I do? And now you have that access, so you can teach yourself in the way that, like, everyone learns differently. I think that's the one thing that. I've always appreciated the teachers that learned to adapt to the students instead of forcing the students to adapt to them.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big. I hope that's a philosophy that's changing in general in education. I mean, you hear about it. Like, I hear that these kind of progressive ways of learning are getting a little bit more trendy now. I don't know. But yeah, that's probably what it is, though, because you could teach yourself in the way that you knew you could learn and appreciate it.
The internet's made things easier as well, because I can get access to any information whatsoever. We're talking, you're in Canada at the moment, and I'm in England, and we're communicating as if we're in the same room.
Is very cool.
You get lost in it as well. Like we've been talking for a while now, and like it doesn't seem like we're talking to a computer screen now. It does now that I've just made it like a thing.
But
I'm like, there's a keyboard.
I still feel like it's you there. But I know
but
it's
like
amazing.
I was just lost in that conversation then, as if we was just both sat on your sofa with the lovely pillow behind you.
Isn't it a great pillow?
It is a great pillow. It is a great pillow. So I feel like we've kind of exhausted everything, and we're doing like a what we normally do, you and I, where we just digress and just talk about like random stuff like this, got completely away from normal. We're in education.
I know, I was going to say, I was
So-
like, we're on a different topic.
Yeah, so yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, as always. Like, I love talking to you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, like what anytime. Like I said, it's above and beyond anything. Like, yeah, the whole art thing, this, what we're doing now, everything like that, that's all cool. But like the coolest thing is that we're like, I consider you my friend, and that's awesome. Like, to me, you know what I mean? Like, it's really cool. But yeah, so again, check out Samantha's book on Kickstarter. It's phenomenal. Like, it's great, and it's doing well. And you are gonna think. I know you're like worried about like not hitting your goal and everything. Like, you're gonna do it easy. You're gonna shoot past that goal. So yeah, everyone go and support Samantha. She's just like great work, absolutely fantastic work. And yeah, it's been great. We've like I said to you before we did the show, I wanted it to kind of like be like a glimpse of two people talking rather than like a like interview thing of like me going, so blah, 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 and you're going, yes, well, and I feel like we bypassed the fact that it was on a podcast then, and it's become like a thing. So yeah, so everyone, thank you.
Conversation.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So everyone, thank you for listening and watching, and however else you've consumed this, go check out Sam's stuff and go to nintendosushi.com. Go to nintendosushi.com/Cooper Club, and you can join the Insider Club where you get the show early, you get extra shows that only go there and everything like that. Starting from only $1 a month, so get on there, nintendosushi.com/shop. So cheers, Sam, for coming on today.
Thank you so much.
I'll speak to you soon.